Hello makers, today I am sharing with you a card that I made for the Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz Holiday Curation. And I made my samples after the live, so I am sharing these with you and you haven't seen them because they weren't shared in the live. So today's card that I made, I paired three different sets together. And the first one is this wonderful Seasons Silhouettes stamp set, CMS 117. And with that set, I'm just going to use the background for this card. And then for the Christmas Memories CMS 118, I am going to use the large ornament. And then I considered using the star and the Merry Christmas, but I ended up using just the holly and the ornament from that set. And from the Mini Holidays for CMS 142, I used the tiny ornament and the tiny holly. And then I actually ended up using the Merry Christmas sentiment from that set. It fit on the card better. Now, I planned to use the Spun Sugar Spray Stain, the Kitsch Flamingo Spritz, the gold or it's actually tarnished brass. Always call it gold. The tarnished brass paint. I need a brayer. I used cracked pistachio, lucky clover, and pine needles distress ink, and of course my favorite, distress mixed media heavy stock. And so those are the things that we're going to use today. Now I have the background stamp on my stamp platform, so use whatever platform you use. I already colored the mixed media paper with the spun sugar stain and the Kitsch Flamingo spritz. And now I want to stamp that background stamp in the tarnished brass distress paint. So I'm going to go ahead and take a minute to load up the brayer. And so this takes a little bit on the first round when you're trying to get an even coat on the roller. So just, take your time, get it nice and even. And then I want to roll that paint onto the background stamp and make sure that the entire thing has a nice coat on it. I don't want it to be too thick, but I do want to have enough paint that it stays wet and then it's on all parts evenly of my stamp. So now I'm going to go ahead and press down on that. And I decided I really wanted to press down well. So I got out my stamp tool. And so my dad made this for me. It's really just a molding block and a vintage door handle. So there we have our background stamped in the tarnished brass paint, and I'm going to go ahead and dry that. And then I wanted to try another way. So I stamped the paint first, and I'm going to use it as a resist, and then I'm going to go ahead and color that. But I wanted to clean up first. And so I wanted to show you how easy it was to clean up paint that was wet with these Honest sanitizing wipes. I get them off Amazon. I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. Don't make any money off of it, but I have found that they clean up so many things, including my stamp platform, really, really well. So whenever I have a mess of something, I reach for those Honest wipes, and they smell good too, like lavender. So this is the one that I just stamped without any stain on it, and then I stained it and used my spritz after I stamped and after the paint was dry, just kind of using that paint as a resist instead of stamping on top of the already colored paper. I didn't know if it would make a big difference, and really it didn't. Just two different ways of doing it, I guess. So I just wanted to show you that I did that twice, and that was why. And so once I got this done and I was drying both of these, I kind of decided that the tarnished brass color was reading more like brushed corduroy or a khaki craft color. It wasn't as shiny as and metallic as I thought it was going to be. So I decided I wanted to try a different technique. And so I'm just showing those two again. So what I did was I colored another piece of mixed media heavy stock and I got out my embossing ink and my superfine gold embossing powder from Reindeer. And then this is my Rabbit Hole Designs anti-static powder. So got that all powdered up. Want to make sure that I don't have any of my embossing powder sticking. So I'm going to realign my stamp and get that ready. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some embossing ink all over that background. Now you can use a dabber like I'm using, or you can go ahead and use an embossing ink pad, either one. And then let's go ahead and get that stamped all over the background. And as usual, you're not really going to be able to see much. And so I'm going to go ahead and put the embossing powder. And again, I got the superfine detail. It's much smaller than just regular gold embossing powder. And so it will, you know, it actually shows detail a lot better than the chunkier embossing powder. Now, I did get some stuck to the top edge up there, so I did go ahead and use a brush and wipe that off, but that is the kind of shine that I was going for. But, you know, I kind of, you know, decided I would keep the other two and we'll see how that works. Now I have both sizes of the ornaments from the two stamp sets, and I am inking up the top of the ornaments with cracked pistachio. And on this set of ornaments, I sprayed it with a little water and I did kind of a watercolor stamping. And now I'm going in with the Lucky Clover for the other half and just kind of smoothing out the transition area there in the middle. Sprayed it again with water and did another watercolor stamping. And then I went in with brushed corduroy and stamped the top to kind of make it look a little bit like gold. And I'll color that part in later. And now I just inked those up with embossing powder, or I mean embossing ink, excuse me. And I am putting clear embossing powder over the tops of those. I want them to be shiny as well. And then I decided to do it again. And this time I decided to just stamp the ink and not spray it. So I am very carefully kind of like feathering out or fading out the ink in the middle with both colors, going through and just lightly fading out the colors so that they will blend together in the middle of the ornament. And the bottom will be darker than the top. And then again, going over that with some embossing ink and the embossing powder again. And then once I am done heat embossing both of those, I will go ahead and fussy cut them out with my scissors so that I can put them onto my cards. So they did have a slightly different look to both of them. So I'm glad I tried both versions. Now for this set, what I'm going to be doing is, again, I'm going to be stamping over everything with embossing ink, but I stamped the sentiment in pine needles, distress ink. And now I'm coloring the images with my distress watercolor pencils. So you get them just a little bit wet, and then I just color right onto the image. So I have a little puddle of water off to the side, and I'm just dipping my pencils in that little bit of water and then I'm coloring with them. You don't want to get them too wet or it will just make like a big puddle on the stamp and you won't have any detail. So you do want to just have them damp and then just do a little bit of water. You can see I tapped off some of that water there because it was just a little too much. But I did this twice because I decided I want to use one of the other backgrounds as well and just see in the end which one I liked the most. So again, I stamped that with clear embossing ink and then I also fussy cut those out. Now for one of the card backgrounds, I went around a piece of mixed media heavy stock and all of those fussy cut pieces with some antique linen distress ink. And then I spritzed over all of them with some water and the antique linen spritz. So now I'm going to set those pieces aside and let the spritz and the antique linen just kind of do their thing. And I'm going to go ahead and clean up the excess spritz, and I'm going to dry that base piece. That's going to be the back of my card. And then I lightly dried each of those fussy cut pieces, and I say lightly because I did not want to reheat any of that embossing powder. And then I went over with a slightly damp cloth and I wiped off any excess that was sitting on top of the embossed areas. And then that really kind of gave those an antiqued retro look, I thought. So I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do since these cards are kind of all about shimmery. Now I have a big roll of this gold, and it's just kind of a cream colored twine. And so I wet it and did a couple spritzes of the antique linen spritz, and I thought that would make the cream part kind of shimmery, but it really didn't. It just colored it kind of an antique linen color. So, at this point, if you're going to do that, you might as well just use the antique linen stain rather than your spritz. So this is how I'm going to lay this one out, and this is the one with the gold embossing. So I trimmed it down to about, I think it's a 4 and an eighth by 5 3/8. So that there was just a bit of that antique linen mat around the edges of the card front. And then now I am gluing down just a little piece of that twine so that the ornament will look like it's hanging down from the top. So I did that for both pieces. And then I went around and I sewed it with metallic gold thread on my sewing machine. And I trimmed off any excess of that string that was hanging off the top. And then for one of the backgrounds that I used the tarnished brass paint, I am just putting those on a craft card base. And then I decided to pop everything up for the most part. Everything has dimensional foam squares on the back. And so I'm just using some glue to make sure that they stay attached. And with the excess twine, I tied some tiny little bows that I'm attaching to the top of each of those ornaments. And then I popped up the holly as well. So I put a large piece of the holly on the large ornament, and I put the small piece of holly on the small ornament. And then I went for the smaller Merry Christmas. You can see there that it just fits much better. The larger Merry Christmas was just way too big. I would have had to cut it in half and then tried to fit it in with everything else. So size-wise, the little one was better. And then I have another tiny bow at the top of that one so that it looks like they are tied to the string that's holding them from the top of the card. And then I popped up the other small, little tiny bit of holly with a micro square, a microfoam square. And then I did the same on the tarnished brass. Now, the difference between the ornaments and the sentiment and the holly on the tarnished brass card that I'm working on now, I did not spray them with antique linen spritz. I just left them the cream color from the mixed media heavy stock. And so you can see that there is quite a difference in the color. That spritz really kind of muted the color on the ones on the right. I'm really glad that I decided to give both backgrounds a try and finish both styles of cards so that we could kind of look at the difference in the two different types of ornaments. Like, for example, these ornaments right here, you can see are the ones I did with the watercoloring, so you can see the variation in the colors on each ornament, as well as that stamped paint background, and how different these ornaments and this background look from the second card. So these are the second ornaments, and these are the ones that I just stamped directly on the paper, but I also sprayed them with the spritz, which kind of muted them a little bit and softened them up. And then that background that has the stamped and embossed gold, which is such a more textural look, I think. But anyway, I really enjoyed having the two different cards to be able to look at. And I hope that today's tutorial helped you, just to even be reminded of some different techniques you can use or some things that you can use in your holiday card making. So thank you so much for watching. As always, the products that I used for today's video are in the description below. Still photos will be on my blog at playswellwithpaper.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for following along with me today on the tutorial. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And with that, I want to wish you a very creative day.